Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to the videos. Another paid request. It's time for Jack Thompson. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for an episode of The Simpsons, Season 11, Episode 4, Treehouse of Horror X, or Treehouse of Horror 10. And to be honest, this was okay, but I did not think this is one of the better Treehouse of Horror episodes. This kind of get more into the, I don't know, kind of the meh seasons of the show. Like, there's some decent episodes and such, but just not nearly as good as the older ones. Just the three stories here, you have one on I Know What You Did Last Summer, you have one on superheroes, and you have one on the Y2K thing. And there are moments that did make me smirk. I would say the Y2K one probably was the more fun of the three. The first one was really disappointing, and that's the I Know What You Did Diddly, because the family's driving, they hit Flanders with the car on accident, and they don't know what to do, so Homer grabs Ned Flanders, tries to get his wife was alive at the time, Maud. Hey, Flanders is me on the roof. And he drops him, but she missed it. So then Homer drops Flanders in the house, hears the scream, and that's the end of that. So after an awkward funeral, I did like the bit where they get a phone call and it's Mo dialing the wrong number. He was trying to dial Maud because he's trying to hit on her. Then you have I Know What You Did Diddly around the room. Granted, when Flanders did that, I don't know. And it's pretty much sort of a repeat of the moment in The Shining, which is one of my favorites of Treehouse of Horror, where Marge is looking at the typewriter, feeling fine, but she sees all the words on the walls. It's the same shot. The words on the walls, the 360 turn. So it just maybe go, oh, okay, so they really ripped off their own. They're ripping off their own now. They ripped off the same shot they did in The Shining, with the words on the wall as well. They run off. And I think also like the ending to this episode, this segment was really lackluster. They're trying to run away. Ned Flanders has the hook. He doesn't really kill anybody, really, I guess until the very, very end. So you don't really see him as much of a threat for a good chunk of it. In fact, it's like everything's fine, then all of a sudden there's the words in their home and they run off. So there's no gradual buildup of Ned being a threat or someone has come back. And who could it be, and who could know? Like, they didn't really milk the whole I Know What You Did aspect to it. Like, who knows? How did someone find out? There's like a quick shot where they turn and everybody's looking at them. That's pretty much it. And then the way it ends is that, well, Marge did hit Flanders, but Flanders had turned to a werewolf. And so now Flanders turns to a werewolf again, chases after Homer, and then you just hear Homer scream and goes, oh, I can't fit your stomach, huh? And then Homer screams some more. I don't know, it just felt like kind of a lousy way to end it. And I just think the concept could have been milked a lot more. Maybe it's one of those things where they only had a small amount of time because it's 3 you have to fit in 20 minutes. So, how much can you really do? And you think maybe 7 minutes apiece, 3 of them, 21 minutes. I mean, plus you have the opening with the aliens Kane and Kodo talking to the audience. That's among the 21 minutes as well. So there's only so much time they could do in it. But that one, I just thought there's a lot more they could have done. I don't think it was as funny as it could have been. It was a disappointment. The second one, I mean, it's Treehouse of Horror, but there's really no horror in this one. It's not. It's Bart and Lisa get hit with radiation. They get superpowers. Lisa is super strong. Bart can stretch. And Bart like does a trick on Steiner, Principal Steiner, and slaps him. There's even like a little song. He'll wring your neck, she'll kick your ass. And like I said, I'm sitting there going, okay, well, where's the horror in this? Where is it horror? It's Treehouse of Horror. And they're at superheroes going after comic book guy who's the collector. And pretty much what he does is he kidnaps Lucy Lawless, which is the highlight of that segment was Lucy Lawless, who played Xena. She's in the Xena costume. She's hooked up. I removed my breastplate, but she sees a lot of nerves down below. I'll do that later. Lisa, Bart becomes a pogo stick, and Lisa rides him, and they go after to rescue Lucy Lawless. The two get their asses kicked and are tied up, and the collector seems like he's going to win, but then Lucy Lawless. It seems like, hey, we got Lucy Lawless, so let's have a showcase for her. Which, I mean, she is the highlight. She does a good job. Got your lips, beats the shit out of the collector. Not the movie The Collector, the comic book guy. And I did like the joke that he opened up the Darth Maul toy. It's just like, you took out the plastic. Oh my god, is that worth anything? And he falls and he gets frozen. And then Lucy Lawless grabs him and flies. And Lisa's like, Xena can't fly. I told you, I'm not Xena. I'm Lucy Lawless. And like Lucy Lawless has the superpowers, not Xena. So Lucy Lawless was the highlight of that episode. The rest of it kind of like, okay, Lisa and Bart have superpowers. The only jokes we have is Bart raking leaves, and Lisa lifts the house so Bart can move the leaves under the house. Like, those are the only jokes we have on it. Again, what does this have to do with horror? Was Treehouse of Horror? So it didn't feel like it belonged. It's like, well, we want to do this, but we can't do this in a typical episode, so it's fantasy. I mean, I guess it's not really the first time. I mean, I like the Homer 3D, but is there really anything horror with that segment when Homer enters the third dimension? Could that really be considered horror as well? But that one feels more like maybe could be like Twilight Zone type of thing. I don't know, I just other than Lucy Lawless, I wasn't really interested in the second one. The third one seemed more in line with past Treehouse of Horror, the Y2K, where Homer is like the only one in America that didn't fix the computer. And Lisa's like, well, oh, if only one is screwed up, it'll affect the whole Earth. I love Homer's line, Lisa, that can't be true. Otherwise, I'd be terrified. I did like that line reading. And, it's when people were scared of the Y2K, year 2000, what was that going to happen? And here, like, everything goes haywire, appliances have a life of their own, planes fall from the sky, people are in a helicopter, and it's upside down, and it's swirling people. People are on, like, one of those buildings that the top of it turns. It turns so much it flies off. Krusty's pacemaker fucks him up, and so they steal these coupons. And Homer's like, oh man, that sacrifice he did. And you hear Krusty go, I'm not dead. Yeah, I can still hear his voice on the wind. They just fucking ignore him, even though he's not dead. Marge tells him, you can't loot. Oh, I was gonna loot you a present. Oh, okay then. And even the finale was pretty funny as well, where by the end of it, spoilers, there's rockets that are a steep Earth. That was what the coupons, the not coupons, but whatever you want to call it, the tickets. Lisa was on, which is weird because they have the tickets. That's why they got them from Krusty in the first place. But when they got there, the guy's like, "Oh, Lisa, we had you on the list anyway. You could take one parent," and she says, "Mom." And then Homer, I do like Homer's line, remember me as I am, filled with rage." But I'm sitting there going, you got the two tickets from Krusty. Like, you could... But, I mean, they do say, well, what's your name? And, like, he can't say his name because he doesn't know the name. So there is that. But at the same time, he does have the tickets, so maybe there'd be a way to get on, but that defeats the purpose of them being left behind. They find another rocket, they get on it, but they realize that this rocket is going to the sun because it has the annoying celebrities. So there's Pauly Shore, Rosie O'Donnell. Surprise Spike Lee is on there. I wonder what Spike Lee did at the time to make the Simpsons put him in on this ship, on this rocket. Ross Perot. Oh, Tom Arnold, and he does voice himself, Tom Arnold. And they start singing. Oh, well, and then Bart's like, "Well, don't worry, Dad, we'll be dead in 5 minutes." "Not soon enough," and they both eject. And they're kind of relieved to be away from them, and their heads balloon, and they go off screen, and you hear a pop. So, it's a pretty ghastly image you create in your head. Like, that one seems like it would fit in the older heyday of Treehouse of Horror. I would say that one I did enjoy. It was fun to see that bit. Like, the first one with Flanders, I think a lot more could have been milked out of it. I think a lot more could have been done with the concept. Like the shinning. Like the shinning when Homer went crazy. You know, it pales in comparison with that, and I just think of it because, again, they stole a shot from the shinning. The superhero one felt kind of out of place. It's like it was a nice showcase for Lucy Lawless, but that's it for me. But yeah, I like Lucy Lawless. Nice, she did a good job. And the Y2K one, like I said, that one was an enjoyable one. That one I did like, so it was nice to at least see that one again. Because I do remember seeing this back in the day. But this is on season, I don't know what season they're on now, 52, 85. I would never be, even if I attempted to watch all the new ones, I would never be able to keep up and catch up. I would never be able to, so. But, like I said, at least it was still interesting to watch. And it's not like, it was god awful the first two segments. It was just, I've seen better. That kind of reaction. But still, I'm a fan of The Simpsons. And even these days, I said meh, but, it's still, I would still put it as one of my favorite cartoons. Because I still like the characters, the voice acting, the style of animation, the side supporting characters. It's still fun to watch Simpsons. Even lesser ones are still better than a lot of cartoons for me. And I grew up with them, so I'm more of a harsher critic. But it's still one of my favorite cartoons ever. I really do like the characters. Other than when they portray Homer a bit one too many as a jerk or something. Like in the Simpsons movie, which I wasn't a fan of that. But the show, they're 20 minutes long. They're very easy to watch. Let's see, the Simpsons shows, easy to consume. I'll put it that way. Very easy for me. So, I still had some fun with this. With that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later.